Boom, and just like that, we are back. This your dude, Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the Junior. And we kicking it one more time again on the Culture Report. And hanging out with me is the host. Hanging
Coach,
out with me is Robbie. What's that, Pop?
it's all good. It's all good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We back at it again. This is episode 2 of the Culture Report. Man, last week was a smash hit, bro. Like, I got so many good feedback on that. So we back at it again. We about to get some good topics. And, we just going to get back before we get started. How was the Friday for you?
Say it again now.
How was your Friday?
It was all good, man. I've been laying around. Got a little touch up earlier today, but overall, it's been a good Friday. Good Friday. Real
Oh,
good.
shucks. Now, look, he think he cute for the wife now, huh? I see you.
Yeah,
I see you. I see you.
yeah.
Well, well, I definitely, y'all got to see we sporting the merch. Definitely get it on online at sportstalkwithfriends.com. You got the red shirt. We got the mask. I'm gonna be talking throughout the mask, so show you that it's breathable. We can talk through it, and hey, let's get into this culture report. So we got some good topics. Man, so what do you think about this whole Deshaun Jackson, Nick Cannon, and this whole Kareem thing?
You gotta understand what you're getting yourself into, man. It get crazy out there, so you just gotta play your cards right. When it's all said and done, that's the
Hey, and talking about playing your cards right, it's looking like there's a big divide between the sports industry and the rap, and the music industry because one person got fired and one person is still on. So we're gonna check this out right quick. Let's check out this Nick Cannon interview.
Let's go to what it really is then. When we talk about the power of melanated people, when we talk about who we really are, and
Right.
understanding that power and it connects us in a way that the reason why they fear black, the reason why they fear is because the lack that they have of it. So then when you see what Dr. Francis C. Weldon talked about here in
Genetic annihilation.
that person that has the lack of pigment, the lack
Right.
of melanin,
Right.
that they know that they will be annihilated. So therefore, however they got the power, they have the lack of compassion. That
Mhm.
melanin comes with compassion. Melanin comes with soul.
Mhm.
We call it soul. We soul brothers and sisters. That's the melanin that connects us. So
Right.
the people that don't have it have are a little, and I'm gonna say this carefully, are a little less and where the term actually comes from, because I'm bringing it all the way back around
Okay.
to Minister Farrakhan, to where they may not have the compassion or the when they were sent to the mountains of Caucasus, when they didn't have the power of the sun, that the sun then started to deteriorate
Hmm.
them. So then they're acting out of fear. They're acting out of low self-esteem. They're acting out of a deficiency.
Hmm.
So therefore, the only way that they can
Are you
activate
hearing
it,
this?
the only way they have to rob, steal, rape, kill, and
Fight or
pillage
flight. Okay.
in order to survive.
Exactly.
So then these people who didn't have what we had, and when I say we, I speak of the
Hmm.
melanated people,
Right.
they had to be savages. They had to be barbaric. Because they're in these Nordic mountains. They're in these corrupt torrential environments. So
Hmm.
they're acting as animals.
Right.
So they're the ones that are actually closer to animals. They're the ones that are actually
So I'm gonna take a quick pause right there and see, and that's one of the things that Viacom has, that they had a grievance against him because he's saying that he's calling them animals and savages like that, and they actually asked him to apologize about that. So we're almost to the end of this,
the
but
true savages, and then they built up such this I don't want to say warrior, but they built up such this this conquering
Hmm.
barbaric mentality that they're coming out of Europe. They then said, in order for us to survive, we have to take what's not ours. And then they went into the land that actually where we are originated.
Hmm.
And instead of trying to make friends, they said, we want what you got. because there's this mentality of the whether it's the Caesars or even that we have to conquer.
Right.
So I say all that to say the context, and when we speak of whether it's Jewish people, white people, Europeans, the Illuminati, they were doing that as survival tactics to stay on this planet.
Right,
Because they never had to do that.
Right, because they learned when they circumnavigated the globe and they ran into these islands and these places, and we were already there to greet them.
Right. With open arms.
With open arms, teaching them, but then
They were deficient.
they were deficient, so they wanted to get what they thought we had, and we did have it. So the rape took place of the woman, the theft took place of the natural resources,
And then that's when their disease, that's
Exactly.
where their mentality, because I'm trying to get to that place of how they were able to get control over the gods. How they were able to get control
Okay, so
over their
once they
original people.
learned that though, and now they in rape.
They said, wow, that's when they learned genetics.
All right, I definitely had to,
Genetic annihilation.
definitely had to
So
take a
now
quick
you have to
pause
set up a
on that.
system.
So, all of that. Do you even know what all of that meant?
Yeah, I know exactly what that means. He talking bad about his boss, basically. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just keep 100 in my sense. That's what it means. It means, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can't talk bad about the company. If that's how you feel about the company, why talk like that about the company? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you know what you got yourself into. That's one thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you signed up for the job, you took the advance, you wanted that fame.
Right.
And I feel like Nick Cannon, he actually was something like an activist, but at the same time, that right there,
He
that's like
went on too many times. Like, he like there's a line that you got to go. And you can't teeter off or left, right. You got to walk that straight line. And once he started talking about savagery, and then he started talking about barbaric, like, and then just saying raping women, like, how are you just going to put all of that into the same context and still have your own show? That is shout out to you, Jonathan, Nola in the house. But definitely, he has a platform. That's the whole thing. And it's not just his platform, it's Viacom's platform. So I find it kind of insulting that he can get on there and, and say some things about his bosses, just like what you just said. So, and me, honestly, I can't see why he didn't think he was going to get fired after doing something like that. Because if you step out against the boss, I mean, you definitely got to, chance that. So the flip side. So we just we just watched an interview of Nick Cannon. Now we're about to hear the remarks of.
We are continuing to evaluate the circumstance and
Are you
we
able
will
to hear
take appropriate action. The NFL released a statement this afternoon saying Deshaun's comments were highly inappropriate, offensive, and divisive. We have been in contact with the team. Here's Deshaun this afternoon releasing an apology on his Instagram.
I never want to put any race down or any people down. And, my post was definitely not intended for anybody or any race to feel any type of way, especially the Jewish community. When I posted, I definitely didn't mean it to the extent that you guys took it. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm, very apologetic, and I just want you guys to understand that it never was intended to be, to put any race down or any religion down.
Yeah, I spoke to Deshaun Jackson this morning, and he says he did not quite understand the context of the quote that he was posting, and he didn't know it would be offensive and hurt so many people. But quoting a quote from Hitler, of course, there's no excuse for that.
You just heard it. There's no excuse for what he did.
Yeah, there's no excuse. And first off, I want to say Deshaun Jackson, Kyle Berkeley, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we all know I know ain't just know anyone going to Cal Berkeley. You know, or as being educated on situations, they might have something to do. You know what I'm saying? So first, I want to say Nick Cannon and Deshaun Jackson are two different people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It seems Deshaun Jackson is apologetic. You know what I'm saying? So he apologized. I wouldn't say he apologized to keep his job because, like I said, he's one of the players that probably have earned money outside his job. So, like I said, coming into the intentions of things or miseducation, you see that Deshaun Jackson, you know, is a way different person than Nick Cannon. He accept the fact to apologize. And like, if Nick Cannon, would he be barbaric to say that about somebody and not want to apologize?
That's what I would think. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Being someone's reputation, you know, especially if they're trying to change, you know what I'm saying, for like over time and generations, it changed, you know what I'm saying? Behavior, you know what I'm saying? My son behavior might change from mine, then grandson behavior might change from mine. So if I thought like that, what makes you just gonna say my grandson ain't gonna think like that for us? You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is he knew enough to post it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So, but you know, the thing is it's funny because, you know, when, you know, Deshaun Jackson, he gets on, he apologized, saying he knew nothing about it. He didn't mean to offend anyone. But now, back when Drew Brees made his statement, the world stopped. Everyone was like, F Drew Brees, you know, everything, like everyone went against him. So what is it? Is the culture different? Why is it that Deshaun Jackson can go on air and say, hey, he didn't mean to offend anyone, and you know, the team gets on, make a statement on his behalf? But Drew Brees, he goes out and makes his own opinion on what he feels about the flag, and the world crucifies him. So is there a different culture? Is there a different standard? Why is it that, you know, Drew Brees get crucified and, you know, Deshaun Jackson gets saved? What do you think about that?
You know what I'm saying?
Because some might say it's the race card, you know, because the NFL is sympathetic to the Black Lives Matter movement, which is also a Jewish movement, you know, so they covered for
it. That's just the difference in the culture, you know what I'm saying? The entertainment culture and the sports culture, you know what I'm saying? Being that sports, you could say it has a culture of its own, you know what I'm saying? So now I feel like now the sports culture is more about doing what's right to keep the sports going. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to watch football, even the owners.
Yes.
Owners' wives, you know what I'm saying? The owners' kids, everyone wants to watch. You know what I'm saying? So far as, you know, it just show you, like I said, the different time frames of the cultures. You know what I'm saying? Nick Cannon basically puts off the vibe of the old generation of the, I guess, the Jew he called himself, the Jew people, how barbaric they were back then. Because, you know, that's real. That's just as saying your own brother is a dog. You know what I'm saying?
And that's one thing that Kareem brought up, and we're going to definitely bring up in this post in this next one. So, you know, let's see. You know, of course, that's how it is. It's these young guys go out and say these things, and the old heads, the older guys, the more mature guys have to come in and step in. So this is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on his word on anti-Semitism. It's so disheartening to see people from groups that have been violently marginalized do the same thing to others without realizing that perpetuating this kind of bad logic is what perpetuates racism. So, you know, before we get this off of there, so I like this. So one guy, you know, this came from sports, and he was like, this guy laid the groundwork when he changed his name. People went nuts. Always stood up for his beliefs without violence or degenerating others. So what do you think about that post? Because now, you know, in today's society, in today's culture, it's like, oh, that offended me, take it down. And I had to catch myself, but that infuriates me because it's like, okay, because that offends you, You want it down? Well, other people that actually represents what they believe. So just because you are offended by it, you go ahead and get this petition signed, do all of this protest, and get it removed instead of building an understanding. So what do you think about Kareem's? What do you think about Kareem's feedback?
Giving knowledge, and trying to give everyone in the world the understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, during Kareem time, it was bad. You know what I'm saying? He went through a lot of things, but it have to be a change some type of time. You know what I'm saying? And if we keep crucifying different cultures, different races, we won't change anything. You know what I'm saying? So you treat others like you want to be treated. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the main important things that I always told myself. You know what I'm saying? To treat a person how I want to be treated. I never really gave much thought of how they treated me until they treat me that way or any type of way. And like I said, a lot of people, and I know in my generation, and what I go through my friends in my era, it's really friends. Like I said, treat others how you want to be treated. And that's how we pretty much got treated from different races. You know what I'm saying? We walked around and disrespected a person. You're not even just a race no more. A person, they'll feel some type of way. So if I walked around and said Black Lives Matter to my friend that wasn't even thinking about, you know what I'm saying, anything towards racism, I'm just putting remind his head, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But see, the thing is, racism to different people is different things. So, what might be racist to you is everyday life for me. So, and that goes down to, perpetuating the system and not even knowing it because, it's like, oh, okay, I'm better than you. Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Instead of saying, like, okay, we're equally talented. You know what I'm saying? I might put in work, put in a little more work. But in sports, you have to be competitive. You have to have that line in the sand. So how is it that, you're going to keep this competitiveness, but still not say it's racist? Hence, I was just at a party today, and this kid. It was a kid party, so all the black kids was on this. Which team you think that this kid met these black kids on? Basketball, football. There was a white kid there. Where do you think he met him from? Baseball. So it's the culture. So what is it? So what do you think about it? So how do you keep this sports nature where it's still competitive? Because, in certain instances, most people say the quarterback is for, white people because they're more thinkers. They're better at thinkers. They're, smarter. So that's a smart position. So what do you think about that? So do you think the sports teeter a bit maybe on the racist lines themselves? Because you're a coach. So I'm pretty sure that you've heard that, hey, you know what, this quarterback position is for a white guy or for someone that's more intelligent. The running back more like for black kids. And, so what do you think about that?
So, well, like I said, once again, Kareem timeline and my timeline is different. You know what I'm saying? And every generation timeline is different. Like the people that my mom didn't see as much racism as my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My grandmother didn't see as much racism as my great grandmother. So, for as now in culture, in the sports culture, it's more about talent. You know what I'm saying? If you talented and you're doing what's right, 9 times out of 10, it's talent based. You know what I'm saying? And like,
and with that, let's hone in on that. That's a good point. But see, that's where I feel that our guys, for us culturally, they get caught up in that because they think it's all talent, and it's not talent. Because it's very little talent and more character. Because at the end of the day, this is organized ball. So this person is going to develop or design a plan, a game plan to hone in on your strengths. So and that's what I believe, and that's why I feel that, oh, okay, they feel talented. Let's use this platform. And then that's where they get themselves in trouble, like the Kenny Stills. So, he's very talented, but I don't think he was coached well on how to be in front of the camera. Just like Nick Cannon, he got caught up in the distractions, and that's why, he made the statement that he made. So, what do you think? I'm asking you this. So, do you think Deshaun Jackson should be fired from a team like Nick Cannon?
No. Just because, like I said, he felt like, I felt like he wasn't educated on the situation of the post. Maybe he probably was just scrolling down South Post that, not even thinking where it came from. But then I also say he went to Cal Barkley. So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But that shows how apologetic he is. You know what I'm saying? He's used to, I don't think he's too much of a.
He's never been one to shy away from what he felt. He's always been an expressive player.
Yeah, but I don't think he's been misguided. You know what I'm saying? Or he's not like Nick Cannon. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? That's the difference. You can see the difference in people. You have to look at his intentions. You know what I'm saying? Just for him to apologize, so he has good intentions. So if he apologized and say that he didn't mean that, even if he did, he got good intentions.
If he was man enough to say, okay, hey, I messed up. Look, my bad. I ain't even messed up. Look, I might have meant to make them mad, but not all y'all mad. So my bad.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but then at the same time, like I said, he did go to Kyle Barkley. You know what I'm saying? Like Nick Cannon, that's like the type of person that he's dictating against. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you barbaric, you a rapist. So would you apologize? No, they're not. They didn't apologize. Come on, man. You got to change, man. You got to change. And just like Kareem said, that's what promotes.
Exactly.
So come on, man. It comes a time. Some guys,
and that's how it is, because what people don't understand is that that's why you see the all lives matter. You see the brown lives matter. You see all of these other things, and because one can't be greater than the other. They have to be the same. So, and once you start saying, oh, my plight or my problem is worse than yours, so then it becomes an issue. So then, your message becomes smaller and smaller, less and less effective. So, I definitely agree with Kareem, and I hope that, more people actually listen to him instead of, the bravado that Nick Cannon is making, because, Nick Cannon is just definitely talking about because, he's been distracted. That's it. That's all I can say. So, man, it's just crazy with all this stuff, everything going around. Is like, what is actually having a bigger impact on our culture? Is it the sports? Is it the, is it the teams? Is it the people? Is it the pandemic? Is the protest? What is it? So, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's the hardest thing to do, because we just keep running in circles. So, right now, we're gonna check out this post from the protest that got Kenny Stills and Trader Truth arrested. So let me know your thoughts on this. Now, mind you, this took place at a Breonna protest, peaceful protest.
Yeah.
And this is Trey being released. I'm telling you, you need one of these masks, Trey. That mask is doing you no justice.
No.
Now, like, I get that. I get it. So, but some others might not. Why is everyone sitting outside the jail celebrating him as he get released? Is it that they celebrating him, being arrested or going to get, being a criminal or doing criminal, criminalistic acts? What do you think? What is your perspective on that? Can you explain that?
Man, I don't know what's going on, man. Right there, man. He's a celebrity, Was it a Black Lives Matter protest group?
That's the same protest that got Kenny Stills arrested. He was there. So that was the same one that got that was the same one that got him arrested.
My honest truth, it really looks suspect. You know what I'm saying? But my honest truth, you know what I'm saying? I tell you, but it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? That's where they at with. That's where we at with it. You know what I'm saying? For us, peaceful protests is getting broke down, and the sports. I feel like all that play a role. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Stills on a different platform. You know what I'm saying? That's not the sports platform.
Watch this. So we just seen. So I want you to know the distinct differences. Watch this. That's Trey, who's in the rap industry, or in the rap industry. So, and this is Kenny Stills.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. You see it?
So, two different videos, two different people, same location, two different industries, one in the rap industry, one in the sports industry, same culture, two totally different videos. What is your perspective on that?
You see it? Kenny Stills wrong. You gotta stay on your platform. You know what I'm saying? For us, that's the difference between the sports culture and the entertainment. For as the Nick Cannon situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, the Nick Cannon was talking about his bosses, like I said at the beginning, the entertainment business. You know what I'm saying? So if, like I said, if I give you a job and put you on a platform, I expect for you to do your job. Don't dog me out. You know what I'm saying? So that's the entertainment platform. So you get fired.
Right.
Sports, Kenny Stills. The football, the sports, not just, I don't like that. I'm a football. I would say football, but sports itself, you know what I'm saying? And the sports coach, you know what I'm saying? Kenny Stills, it's like a coach of his own. Like I said, it's a coach of his own.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So they gonna always do what's best. You know what I'm saying? For
the team,
for the team,
for the brand,
for the brand. They're gonna always do what's best for the brand. Gonna protect their brand.
Exactly.
So we're gonna pay respect to everyone. We're gonna build bridges with everyone, so everyone can stand on. You know what I'm saying?
That platform, right?
Now, Nick
Cannon, sorry. Mm-hmm.
And like Nick Cannon, you know what I'm saying? Like I said,
you must like Nick Cannon. You keep talking about Nick Cannon. I just found out you used to watch Nick Cannon on Nickelodeon.
I'm talking about Nick Cannon's situation. You know what I'm saying? Just Nick Cannon's situation. From him basically talking bad about his bosses. So Nick Cannon talked bad about his bosses. You know what I'm saying? They gave him a platform. Like I said, it's different time frames. Nick Cannon, you in a whole different time frame. So like whatever knowledge he got, basically is an old time frame. Could be an old time frame. You feel what I'm saying? So he not revolving from the old time frame.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Which makes sense why no one understood what he was talking about. So, he was just rambling on some old sentiments that someone else had, said before, and he repeated, and they also got fired as well. So, but the thing is just what you just said. it's the entertainment industry because, talk to the Ray Charles, to the Elvis Presleys, to the Lil Waynes, to the T.I. They were small time, until they got arrested. Then they became big time. So to me, just like, in some of these urban areas, in some of the hoods, you don't become relevant until you do something dirty. And that's, to me, what the entertainment industry perpetuates. Because how is it that all the people, Meek Mills in jail, all the people that went in jail, they come out and they be 10 times the star that they were when they went in. So what's the culture? Is it the people? Is it the system? Now, flipping over to sports, so with sports, that whole Black Lives Matter thing, the NFL to me is afraid to touch it. So with that, yes, they're going to speak out on that. And, and I feel that if it was a white guy, it would not have been that way. He would have been crucified in there saying, oh, he's not, he's insensitive to our, to the protests and all like this. And if he would have came back and said, hey, you know what? My bad, I just didn't know. We would have not received that as well. So which one is it? Is it the entertainment or is it the sports industry? Which one has the bigger culture?
Gotta be the sports.
Gotta be.
But they let you, what I'm saying? They give you a platform, apply to your platform. You feel what I'm saying? And like, they're not, basically, Deshaun Jackson not getting fired, is it?
I doubt it very seriously because one, he's under contract. These other guys really aren't under contract besides of their record label.
Facts.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So they have no higher up backing. With these guys, it's like, hey man, hey, that's my player. Shoot him, give him a slap on the wrist this time. So they have someone in higher places speaking. But before we wrap things up, this is how strong the music entertainment industry and the league is in the black culture. 2 Chainz came out with "Rapper Go to the League." That's a strong statement.
Strong statement.
Why you ain't say, meaning rapper go to the NBA or to the NFL? Why didn't he say to the NHL? Why didn't he say go to the MLB? Is that not our culture? Does that sport not fit our culture? Why didn't he not say go to NASCAR? That's all what the Culture Report is about. Answering those questions. Before we get up out of here, man, Robbie, tell me, give us some shout outs.
I want to shout out everyone.
The whole world?
The whole world. Everyone.
The whole world, Craig.
We not leaving no one out. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, we got to build bridges for everyone to stand on. You know what I'm saying? If not, won't nothing change. You feel what I'm saying? So, shout out Deshaun Jackson. You know what I'm saying? For apologizing. Shout out Nick Cannon for speaking your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. You know what I'm saying? He spoke his mind. But, you know what I'm saying? You got to play him right. You got to play him.
You want to speak your mind? Buy you one of these Sports Talk with Friends masks. It covers up the bull crap that you get ready to say. But hey, this your dude, Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the Junior. Kicking it with the host, Robbie. Till next week, this Culture Report. Wow.